Welcome back to Hey Girl Hey, Life Through the Lens of Female Friendship. I'm your host, Becky Kessler-Sykes. Today's episode will be the last one of season 2, and it feels super appropriate to stop here for now because this podcast for me was about connecting, returning to self, and creativity, all of which we're going to talk about today. Today's guest is someone I've been excited to sit down with for a long time. Allie Mills is an LA native, a mom of 3 boys, and a deeply rooted singer-songwriter. A fun little connection here, we share a mutual friend and musician, Eric David, who has collaborated and performed with both of us over the years. So there's already this thread of musical history that ties us together. And here's what I love about Allie's story. Once an artist, always an artist. That identity doesn't just disappear, but life does evolve, right? Motherhood, responsibility, shifting priorities, they can take you on a completely different path. But what happens when that creative spark starts calling you back? Recently, Allie has returned to her craft. She's been performing again, and she's even recorded a brand new album, which I cannot wait to listen to. So today we're diving into this idea. What is the road back to self paved with? And how do we reignite creativity after life has taken us somewhere else? So we're going to jump right in. Allie, welcome. Hey, girl, hey.
Hey, girl, hey. Thank you so much, Becky, for having me.
I'm so happy you're here. We haven't connected in years, actually, in person, which is wild.
You know what? I just remembered. I think we share a second connection in that we had the same OB.
Oh, my God.
Right?
Yeah. Yes, Dr. Carolyn Collins.
Yes.
So did she deliver all 3 of your boys?
All 3.
Oh, my God. She's the best.
She's amazing. Shout out to Dr. Collins.
Yay. I forgot about that completely. Okay. Before you tell us about your musical journey, I want to start with the connection that we have with Eric. How did you meet Eric David?
I met Eric. I think he worked with one of my bandmates when I played in Red Circle Underground. We just all hung out as a big group of friends after some of the shows in Hollywood. And I remember hearing him play. I think we were just jamming at somebody's house. And I was like, dang, that guy's good.
Yeah.
And I brought him in when I started a new project called Percy and the Gunslingers. I brought him in as a lead guitar player for that.
Nice. I met him. He's like the first and longest friend that I have in Los Angeles. So I met him when I was 21 years old on the Sunset Strip. Do you remember a place called the Cat Club?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. It's long gone, I believe, but it was like on the same block as the Whiskey A Go-Go. And he was playing there with a 3-part band, Stampede, that he was in at the time. And I was doing the solo Jewel type thing. And we were on the same bill.
Yeah.
And I think we shared a joint in the parking lot or something that night. And we became friends.
That's accurate.
And we're still friends.
I know. I think
20 plus years later.
One of those people that once you're friends with him, you're never not friends with him.
He's the best.
It's just always there.
And then we got Gabby. And it's just amazing.
Gabby.
I love it.
So special.
Yes. Okay. So let's start at the beginning. I'd love you to paint a picture of you as an artist before you were a mommy. What did it all feel like, the skin you were living in back then?
Gosh, I mean, we're like looking at a span of 20 years there. Before kids, I really had no idea what I was doing. It was a lot of trial and error, a lot of trying things that would impress others, doing what was cool, what was on trend. I think I said no to like a lot of things just because I was scared. And that version of me, I think, led to burnout.
Are we talking just musically here?
I'm thinking more musically. I was like totally just judging myself really harshly as a 20-something, early 30-something-year-old. I always knew that I wanted kids and I wanted a family, and I never really thought about how that fit into also being a musician and a creative person. I just assumed one had to go.
And did you feel like one did have to go once you became a mom, at least for a while?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think I was conscious of it. I think I got married, and soon after that, my intentions and my heart was so set on what's coming next, and that was babies. And I was so excited for it. I grew up around kids a lot, working as a nanny. I taught preschool. And I just knew it was always something that I was meant to do. So I was like, okay, music is going to have to go on the back burner. I don't know where it fits or how it fits. And people will come up to me and say, you know, when are you playing again? Are you still singing? Are you still writing? And I would just shrug my shoulders and say, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just being a mom. This is where I'm at in life right now. And after I had my second son, that's when I started to realize that I missed it. I had written it off. I was like, you know what? Like, I'm a stay-at-home mom.
I know one thing that comes to mind for me. So when I got pregnant with Marilyn, I'd probably have a show every couple months that I would be promoting. And I was in and out of the studio in the few years before I got pregnant with her, making different EPs. I was writing quite a bit. Um, and it was feeling active and very much informed who I was, at least on an ego level. And then when I became a mom, it wasn't just that I didn't have time or energy to do it. There was also this shift, and I don't know if you can relate to this. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it, but there was this shift that it's frivolous or it's too self-focused, and I didn't feel like I could get away with it anymore. Like I couldn't take myself as seriously, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Right. I definitely felt some of that, like some guilt. I mean, it takes a lot of energy to put into being a songwriter and a musician, and you're kind of your own advocate in that sense too, where you're talking about yourself to other people and
Yes.
promoting yourself online and promoting your shows, and it does feel a bit narcissistic at times,
Right.
because no one else is talking about you. If you don't, you know, like they say, a closed mouth doesn't get fed.
Yeah.
So, in that from that sense, it can feel like, gosh, I'm like, all I'm doing is talking about myself, and these poor children are neglected, you know.
Hardly, but
But it somebody told me, it's important for your kids to see you doing that for yourself because
right.
it fills your cup.
Right.
And if all they see is you giving to them and serving them, that's going to come up later in their life as they grow up, that, you know, the role of a mother should be solely to serve.
Right.
And I don't think that that's realistic or accurate.
Right. And I subscribe to that completely. I mean, I in my hardest moments and transitions in life, it's like I know she's watching and I want to model for her what I'd love to see her do. And the creativity piece, at least in connection to songwriting, I haven't made my way back to. That's why I've been so interested in watching you sort of evolve and move back into it. It's been really beautiful to watch and very
Thank
inspiring for me. Yeah, you're welcome. I don't know what I would write about because I was writing about, dysfunctional relationships or heartbreak. I'm a love songwriter. So it's like, what am I writing about now? And a
You sound
happy
like,
marriage.
you sound like I did 3 or 4 years ago.
Take me through it.
I mean, like,
how did the shift come back, and what were you inspired to write about? Like, from what point of view?
Yeah, I do. I remember after I had Mason, somebody asked if I was writing. I was like, I have nothing to write about. I'm happily married. I'm having babies. Like, I can't be writing about heartbreak,
Right.
and depressive things. And for me, that's what music was. It was this cathartic expression of my hurt, and it was my therapy. And I didn't have those problems anymore to sing about, and it didn't feel appropriate to be singing about the past.
Bingo. Yep.
Being in this, happy present bubble that I was in. For me, the shift happened during the pandemic. I felt like the world got quiet, and it reflected a silence back in me. And I like heard this voice that was just like, pick up your guitar. And I had time. Like,
right.
My husband was home working because he wasn't going into the office. So the 2 hours of commuting that he was normally doing every day, he was taking the kids out for a walk, and I would get some time to just be in a quiet home and sit with these thoughts that were starting to just trickle in. And I'd be taking a shower, and I'd like hear a melody or a lyric, and was like, oh, that's interesting. Like, pick up my guitar. So I kept doing that, and eventually I wrote this song called Canyon, which is a single off of my upcoming record. And then from there, I got a random message on Instagram from an old friend, and someone I wasn't really keeping in touch with, but he's a drummer, and he sent me a track and just said, hey, I don't know if you're writing, but I'm off the road because it's, COVID and nobody's touring. And I have these drum tracks, and let me know if you want to write something. And that was sort of like another cue from the universe that was like, okay,
here's a collaboration. Yeah.
Here's some opportunities. And they kind of just kept coming, slowly, but they kept coming, and I kept writing. And by end of 2020, I had 5 songs, and my friend who was the drummer was coming over, having a rehearsal in my garage.
I love it.
Yeah, yeah.
Because that's the other thing I find. Like, if you're not out on the Sunset Strip playing a gig, how do you meet other musicians that you're going to collab with?
Yes. I'm fortunate in that I grew up in LA and have a lot of friends and contacts.
Is it your brother a music producer or something?
Yes,
Yeah.
my brother is a producer, songwriter, guitarist, composer,
Nice.
extraordinaire.
So you got it in the family too.
Yes.
Okay, good. Your husband Brian is very supportive of you getting back into the swing. He met you as a like performing singer-songwriter, actively doing things, right? Is he happy that you've gotten back to it?
It's a lot more work for me.
Yeah.
And so I think he's feeling it, he's having to shoulder a lot more of the responsibilities at home. But he takes it like a champ,
You guys are a team.
We are a team, and he loves it that I'm back doing this. He's always been my greatest fan.
Aww.
And, roadie.
And how about your boys? I'm assuming they had heard recordings of Mama over the years, but to see you playing live now, that's got to be like a new version of yourself that's really at the forefront that they're just getting to know, I would imagine.
Yeah, my oldest definitely. He's 9. So he hasn't always known this version of me. I'd say I've been more active in it in the last 2 years, having rehearsals in my living room and dedicating time to writing in the living room where he's got to like be quiet or go somewhere else. So he doesn't love that, but none of them do. But they do. It's funny. I hear them talk to their friends sometimes and they'll be like, my mom's a singer. She's on YouTube. So I know that they're proud of me.
I love it. Yeah, Marilyn, when she was younger, she thought I was famous because she could tell the Alexa to play Mama's music.
Yes.
She could, and I would find her in the other room, like listening to it sometimes, which was precious. And she'd ask me when she got into Taylor Swift, "Did you play shows like that, Mama?" And I'm like, "No, honey, I did not." What do you find is the main motivator for you getting back into music? Is this about connecting with people? Is this about needing to process something? Is it about making money? Like, what's the driver?
Well, it's definitely not about making money.
Right. Never was, really.
Never was. Definitely the number one driver is just to process feelings. When my dad passed away in 2021, music also became a bigger source of therapy for me, just to process what I felt about death and like my own spirituality. There's a song on the record that is just very on the nose about that. And I've also been writing some more recently about it. And I think I will just kind of continue on that in terms of processing grief. Because I think you're always processing grief when you have a loss of somebody that was close to you. So it served me in that purpose. It served me in losing friendships and relationships. I mean, I'm still bringing up feelings from 10, 15 years ago that I never dealt with.
Right.
So yes, I am still writing about heartbreak and breakups, even though they didn't just happen. They just need to be talked about, and hopefully I connect with other people in doing that.
Absolutely, because they still live in you. You can still draw on them.
Forever and ever. I mean, I think I have like 5 songs about the same person.
Wow.
Yeah.
Past love or friend or what?
Both.
Okay. Because I think my husband might not love that if I'm drawing on
no.
past lovers.
Yeah, there's some things you don't want to talk about with your husband when it comes to your music.
Yeah, totally. They can just interpret it themselves.
Yeah, that's what we do.
Okay, good.
Don't ask, don't tell.
Was there ever a period of time where you were like, maybe I'm not a songwriter anymore?
Yeah, after I got engaged, actually our friend Eric was like, you were like Lord of the Rings. The ring went on and you were just like, peace, I'm out. As soon as I got engaged, it was like wedding planning mode, family planning mode, and my first 2 kids are 2 years apart, like 2 years and a week apart. So it was very back to back from that sense. And music just went away. It was like the creativity was sucked out of me. I was trying to figure out who I was as a mother, what the rhythm looked like in my house between a baby, mom and a dad, and what my rhythm looked like as a mother. And your sleep is being impacted, and you're just trying to be there for your kids along the way, and especially with your first. Yeah, talk about helicopter parenting. Yeah, you're just trying to survive it all. And then you have a second, and you kind of are forced to go with the flow a little bit more. And And we definitely, both Brian and I, loosened up as parents after that second one.
Mm-hmm.
And that's sort of when the creativity started to peek back in, where I was like giving myself more grace to sit down. You know, like, don't worry about the dishes. Don't worry about the laundry.
Right.
Your kid's fine. Sit down.
Right.
Or go for a walk. You know, just like go for a walk, put your headphones on, listen to some music, and get back in touch with who you are. And that really helped, I think, as a catalyst to get back into a creative flow.
Yeah, I think that's huge. I think every mama bear can relate to that sort of nervous system overdrive that you're describing. And you can't really hear your own stuff under that. And here you are back on stage recording music again. I would like you to share with our listeners where they can find your music, where they can see you play, and let's get it all out there.
Okay, so this is also like a conversation for another day, but I'm not putting my album out on streaming platforms.
I saw you talking about this.
So I will give more specific instructions on where to buy the album when that comes out.
Okay.
But I do have a website, which is www.ali-mills, and I spell Ali, A-L-I, so ali-mills.com. And that will be kind of a center point for all of my music. But
Okay.
I do plan to sell it direct to consumer so that I'm not giving it away for free.
On Spotify, yeah.
So I'm a kind of a face and a voice for a record label called Dog and King Records that is making a big push towards artists taking back control of their music sales.
Yeah.
And physical media.
It's such a hard line to walk because the point is to get it out, right? And get it consumed and listen to it and have people connect to it. And these platforms are the best way to do that, where you can reach the most people. But to your point, they're just taking it from you. You're not getting anything back from it. So
yeah, it's like I told someone else the other day I could sell 10 records at a show and make more money than I would on streams over the course of a year.
Of course.
So to me, it's a no-brainer when I look at it as a business to just take ownership and control of it.
Well, it certainly sounds like a more personal and meaningful way to be doing things. Yeah. So I can't wait to hear how that goes.
If you're a supporter of music and artists, you should buy their music. You should buy their albums and you should buy their merch.
And support what they're doing.
Yeah.
Same with podcasts, y'all.
Hey.
Like, subscribe.
Yes, yeah. Absolutely. And my record release show is April 10th at Cornell Wine Co., which is in Agora Hills at 6 p.m.
Nice. Okay, great. Is that the only show on the books right now? Is there any other ones you can plug coming up?
In LA, I will be at the Topanga Days Music Festival.
I've been to that years and years ago. Okay, cool.
I will be there on Saturday, May 23rd.
Nice. Fabulous.
Yep.
Can you share with us the name of the album?
Oh, I would love to. The album is titled Under the Bougainvillea.
Okay.
It is a reference to a very secret, although not so secret anymore, hiding spot that I had as a kid. And it was like this big bougainvillea vine that covered a space below a balcony and a hillside at my parents' house. And my friends and I would go back there and we would like tell secrets and we would like smoke cigarettes and other things. And it was just this cool spot to have.
Under the veil.
It was just away, tucked away from everybody.
I love it. Yeah. It's beautiful imagery. Any way we can get you to play a little something live today on the podcast?
I would love to.
Okay, cool. Is this going to be a song from your album or what are we going to hear?
It's the first single that has come out. It's called Canyon. It was a song that I talked about earlier that I wrote first when I came out of my fog of motherhood.
Sounds like the perfect song to hear.
I can hear the canyon calling us to go home. I can hear the canyon calling us to go home. I can hear the canyon calling us to go home. To come home.
That was fantastic. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
That was our first live performance on Hey Girl Hey. Yes.
Oh, you have to do more. You have to do more.
Well, I'm going to put a pin in the podcast for a little while. So this is second season and a third season will come. Just wait. It will come around the corner when you least expect it. But I need to like chill on it for a minute because I have some other things to tend to. And
good.
Who knows? Maybe this has all been part of the creative nudge that I need. This midlife reset pivot of mine. This is what it's been about. Like, there's some stirring in there. I don't even know all the things it's asking yet, but I know I'm listening now. So I feel so inspired just having listened to you.
Awesome.
For anyone listening who feels disconnected from their creativity, whether it's music, writing, art, or anything else, what would you say to them? Any advice?
Go outside.
Okay, that's simple.
I find so much inspiration just going outside. I took a songwriting course that one of the themes that they touched on was about imagery. And I find that when I want to write a song, I need inspiration for imagery. And it's like, even just driving here, the bending palm trees, the horizon, the color of the ocean and how it changes from day to day. Just those things that you notice, you can craft a song from those. So my advice is, even if you're an artist or a painter, like all of that inspiration for me comes from being outside and connecting with nature. So go outside. Okay, well, before I let you go today, I want to ask a rapid fire signature questions on Hey Girl Hey. Name a place on your travel bucket list. Maldives.
Lights on or lights off?
Ooh, can we have half?
Sure.
Low lights?
Perfect. What TV show title describes your life currently?
Nobody wants this.
That's so not true, but that's a really funny answer. Chocolate chip cookies or potato chips?
Oh, cookies, 100%. No nuts.
Every single woman. Okay. What's a song that's sure to get you on the dance floor?
Ooh, lately it's been Afrobeat, like Tony Allen, Africa 7.
Okay, cool. Who would you pick as your road trip buddy?
Ooh, probably my friend Melly.
Okay, great. You guys have a good time together.
We really do.
Allie, this was such a grounding and inspiring conversation. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. And thank you for being the final episode for season 2. That's really meaningful for me. Who we are at our core doesn't disappear. It evolves, it waits, and sometimes it gently calls us back. And to everyone listening, maybe this is your moment that the thing you've been missing still might be yours. So take that as permission. We're going to say goodbye for now. Thanks for listening to season 1 and season 2, and keep your eye out for season 3 at some point in the future. Bye, y'all.